What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Cinderella Diaries. Welcome to the Cinderella Diaries. Ooh, 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 ooh. What's up, guys? It is your girl Simone Sparks coming back with you with another video. And I am so excited to share about my experience that I had with the Supermajority Women's Leadership Program. Woo, 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 woo. I am so excited. I started their majority leadership program, Supermajority Leadership Program, in May, and it went for 7 weeks. So we got done June 24th, around that time. And it was 7 weeks of just empowering conversation. It was once a week. I think it was every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock on the East Coast, but 5 o'clock on the West Coast. And it was great. Look at this. I got 2, I think, spider bites or mosquito bites. So just look at that. Ugh. Sitting outside the other day. Anyway, so yeah. It was an empowering experience because I got to just listen to women who I would never thought, like unconventional women who I never thought, like, oh, this is their story. They have the same story that I had, or, they go through the same things that I go through, or they're fighting for the same rights as I am. And it just made me open my mind. It humbled me in a huge way. And it just gave me this different perspective on the world, because a lot of people are fighting for the same thing that we're fighting for. And especially to be able to join a program where it's all centering women of color, and it's focused on Black women trying to progress in politics, organizing your own organizations, promoting leadership in Black women. Just to be able to join a program like that where they're talking to you and they want you to be better is just remarkable. I got to, sit down and have a conversation with the owner of Black Lives Matter, CEO. She came in and talked to us about just how to organize, how to use your voice so people will understand, how to, capitalize off of your experiences, and not just use it as just okay, nobody cares, nobody's listening. It's why aren't people listening? Why aren't people caring? And try to change it to a more broader perspective, but also still keep that foundation of what you want to do, which is promote equality and fairness amongst Black people. And to be able to just hear her speak and listen to her story was just a remarkable feeling. I'll never forget that. There was also a woman who came in. She was Hispanic, and she was talking about just her family being immigrants and how much her mom paved the way and how she got into politics. And there was a biracial woman who was talking about being biracial in America, how sometimes you have to pick and choose sides and different things like that, and just how to go about that. And even though those were the experiences, it just put a lot of humility to me into what I want to do with my career and everything. I'm a writer. I write screenplays, I write plays, I write books, and I also like to be an activist as well, because if I have a platform, I want to use my platform and my voice to make sure that Black people, and especially Black women, are being empowered by what I'm doing and what I'm saying and how I carry myself. And so to be able to join a program that is teaching me that is so important, because I don't have to do that. I could just focus on writing my books and writing, my romance and different things like that, and writing my plays and just, focusing on that. But I also want to use my voice for better things. And when you join this program, it teaches you how to organize and how to be an organizer. So if you want to start things like, your own club or your own, group on social media, or you want to learn how to get a following on social media, it's the perfect program. I'm all about Loving Day and, supplying a place for interracial couples to go and have fun. I want to do that one day. I want to throw barbecues and have like little festivals and different things like that for interracial couples. And I can't wait to start that. Now that I have that little organization information behind me, I can do those things and do it the right way, and also network with people who also want to help me with that as well. So I'm fired up. I'm excited about it, and it's just amazing experience to be able to be a part of something like that. If you ever want to just get involved, and it's completely free. You don't have to pay for this training or anything like that. They just really want to help women of color learn how to be leaders and learn how to be diverse leaders, because even though you want to lead women of color and lead people in your surroundings and in your environment to listen to women of color, it's still about all women and all, of all races to have equality and to be empowered as well, because we're all fighting together to have equal, equality, equal rights, equal pay, and different things like that. But Black women, when we talk about those issues, like we're the least people to get paid in our workspace. And people think that it's because, oh, they're lazy, they're this and that. No, like whatever job that I was at, I worked the hardest. I was always working hard, but I got paid the lowest. I remember working at a store, and I was running that store. I was opening that store, closing that store, I was cleaning that store. I was like pretty much in management, and I was getting paid minimum wage for years. I worked there for 3 years. And I asked them for a raise, and they gave me a 50-cent raise. So by the time I left, I wasn't even making $8 an hour. I was making $7.75. That was the highest I made. That store closed down, but like it taught me my management skills. And that way, when I go and I want to work somewhere else, I'll be able to negotiate my salary and what I deserve and everything like that. Because I have seen, Black women, I think it's just in us to work harder because we want to be seen. We want to be acknowledged for our hard work. So we try to do over and beyond when we're in our workplace so we can get that acknowledgement. And sometimes we don't. Sometimes they just overlook us, or they take advantage of our creativity, take advantage of our work ethic. And it needs to be a point where we need to start just communicating that we deserve better. Just say, I will leave. I'm not going to stay here for 5-10 plus years and get the same type of treatment, and you're paying me the same. If I'm working hardest, if I'm the first person in the door and I'm the last person to leave, then I deserve to get paid that way. And you don't deserve to get paid the bare minimum because you're an African American woman. I don't care if you don't have a degree. I don't care if you're working in supervised position, you're a cashier, or you're retail management, whatever the case may be, hospitality, it doesn't matter. You need to negotiate equal pay, because at the end of the day, you're going to be sitting there miserable, not being able to feed your families, not being able to enjoy the life that you deserve. I mean, we all have to work hard, but we all need to be paid to work hard, because that benefits everybody. If you go in and you're not getting paid what you want to get paid, and you're working for this company, I'm telling you, it will slow down work function. It will slow down work, and the workers are not going to give you your all. So here you are, your baby, your company. All you have to do is pay them and respect them, and let them earn what they deserve, and treat them with respect, and treat them with and give them equal pay. And like I said, and that will make people work harder. That's why I keep striving to learn more about leadership, learn more about negotiation when it comes to when it comes to money and everything like that. So when I am my own boss, right now I'm an entrepreneur, but right now I can't hire people to come work for me right now. But one day I will be able to, and I have that type of mentality to make sure that everybody that works for me is going to get equal pay. I don't care if you are, it doesn't matter what color woman you are, but definitely it matters for Black women to get paid equally. Nobody's going to it's based on, especially if you have a college degree, you have an education, that comes into it, how much you know, and what's behind, what's behind you when it comes to certifications, different things like that. But what also matters is that, everybody deserves to have a fair chance. And that's what I want to do. Whatever I decide to become a boss and people are working for me, I'm going to make sure people get the best quality of work, and they want to stay with me, and they want to help me build my baby. so they can go off and do other things and build their baby, or they can stay with me and stay with my company for a long time and help me build what I've been working so hard for. Because you don't want people to like work for you and then you promise them this and that and you never deliver, and then that people just start quitting on you, and then here you go, you go bankrupt, or you don't have, your company starts to get this reputation that they don't pay people enough, that they don't treat black people or black women great, or with respect. Then you don't want that. So just make sure that you just have the mentality that everybody deserves to have a safe place to work in. We talked about even when it comes to sexuality, about how being a woman in the workplace, and sometimes guys who are in charge will flirt with you, or like I remember going onto interviews and wearing just like a solid black dress, and being very learned, like when I was younger, not really knowing what to wear when I went into interviews, but like I wore like this really solid black dress, and it was fitted. Like I'm a thin girl, so a lot of things that I wear is kind of fitted. And he just kept staring, the boss kept staring at my boobs the whole time, and he just was like, yeah, but he wasn't listening to my work ethic. He wasn't treating me with any respect. And that's what a lot of women have to deal with. Sometimes bosses will take advantage of that, sexually assault, different things like that, say verbal sexual things to women while they're in their workplace. I used to work for a manager that was like that. He was always saying crazy stuff. He wouldn't say it to me, like wouldn't comment on my body. He would maybe comment on my hair and stuff like that. And he was an African-American male, and he was my manager. And he would comment on my hair or little things like that. Or he would comment on other women that came into the store or other women that worked there and like laugh. And he was just a really terrible boss. He just made you feel uncomfortable. Every time he came around, people would just like tense up. And it wasn't like a good thing where they were like, oh, I got to work harder, or, because, such and such doesn't play. He was just like made you feel uncomfortable. He just wasn't a good boss. He was very dysfunctional. And he didn't care about how uncomfortable he made people feel. He would, he was kind of like that Uncle Tom mentality. To be an African-American male, he would laugh at like racist jokes that other people would say. I would come in and I would say, that's not funny, that's racist. And they would get mad at me because I'm like, it is racist. Like, you're not like gonna make me laugh at a black joke that I don't find funny. It's uncomfortable, it's tasteless, and we are adults, so act like it. If you don't know how to talk to black people, then you need to keep your mouth shut. It's ridiculous that in 2021 that you think that racist jokes are funny. They're not. Making fun of stereotypes and everything like that is one way, is a difference. There are people, comedians and stuff, who make fun of racial situations and different things like that, try to make light of the situation, but do it in a more of a like lighthearted, positive way that doesn't make everybody feel uncomfortable or too touchy about the subject. But then there are people who are just blatantly racist and try to make these jokes that are not funny, and they're just not. Now we're living in a different world where there are people who are transgender and who are identifying as women, and we have to, no matter what you believe in or what you think, you still have to be a self-respecting adult and treat everybody with respect, because you never know who you're talking to. There are a lot of people who are transgender in high places, who can, you say one thing and your whole job can come down. And so like, your whole company can just shut down based on you treating somebody with hate. So just respect people, understand that everybody's in a different place in their life. Everybody has different, ideas, and have had different childhoods and upbringings. And, so you have to be able to fill that out, especially being a leader and especially wanting to be a boss. Because you're going to get so many people who have been, hurt mentally, emotionally, spiritually at other jobs, have been fired, have been, let go, had to quit certain situations, like, and they're all bringing kind of these issues and these scars to your workforce. And, it's not, you don't have to accept it, but sometimes you have to work through it, because there are a lot of people who are good workers, but they just weren't being treated that way. So I think that's what we've learned. We also learned how to, whatever you're doing, to consider politics as well, because business is politics, regardless of what people want to leave it separately, but it is politics. Whoever's the higher person in charge, everybody has to listen to that person, regardless of if you agree with their views or not. If this person has been elected to be in charge, and you work for that person, that's who you work for. A lot of times people bring politics into the workplace. If you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, different things like that. I feel like I'm more of like, I understand a lot of the views of what the Republican Party has to say, and I understand the views of what the Democratic parties have to say, and sometimes I can understand the views of what liberals have to say. And I'm more of a person that I like to listen to everybody's aspects of conversation, everybody's ideologies, because everybody comes from different backgrounds and have grown up in different situations, 2-parent homes, single family homes, foster homes, just, you know, maybe even if you're an ex-con or you've been to jail or whatever, or maybe you've, you know, certain people that, you know, work in certain environments. I've learned to listen to everybody's opinion, because you never know who can change your mind about something or who has the next great idea. So, you know, I think that's what's so crazy about politics, is that, you know, we're like, yeah, the Republican Party has a lot to say, but sometimes they can go off overboard. Like with, you know, when Donald Trump was in office, everybody was kind of miserable because the things that he was saying was just not a good example of what a man in leadership should say. Even if you believe certain views, you believe in the Republican Party, you know, don't be racist. You don't say racist things, say racist slurs, don't be sexist, because you are in a country that is filled with different races, different backgrounds, women. You know, there are women who are Republicans. There are, you know, black people who are Republicans. There are Hispanic people who are Republicans. And so if you're going to say these things that are, you know, build a wall or do these different things, like, it's just ridiculous. You're going to lose people that are going to support you, and you're going to lose, you know, your place in politics. But if you are a racist person and you want it to be separate, and you want people of color or of different backgrounds to be put in their place, and you're going to elect an official that feels that way, which is ridiculous. A lot of people like to hide behind politicians to get, you know, to separate America. You can't separate America. America is a melting pot of different people. And, you know, even if you don't agree with, you know, certain gun control laws, even if you're you know, a Democrat and you're like, you know, guns need to be off the streets and nobody should be able to have access to guns, but you may be a Republican Party like, okay, well, I want access to guns, but there needs to be something put in place where not everybody can have, you know, access to like a rifle or military style weapons or different things like that. You know, that is a point of view that could work as well. So I think that there needs to be some sort of balance, but that's the trouble with politics, because you have to choose a side either way, or that when people all together have different ideologies, and, you know, sometimes I agree with the Republican Party, sometimes I agree with the Democratic Party, so it's just hard, but you have to choose. That's just the world that we live in. That's the country that we live in. And I don't know if that will change. I don't really have an opinion on that. I just kind of let the world do what it does, and, you know, listen to everybody's viewpoints and keep going. I mean, there was one time I listened to a podcast of a guy, you know, I'm very laid back and earthy and different things like that. You know, I'll smoke every once in a while, and I guess if you look at me and the things that I am for, you might think that I'm a Democrat or something like that. And I probably will identify as a Democrat. I really am. But, you know, like, I would listen to a podcast of a guy who was strictly Republican. And it wasn't like there were things that I disagreed of the things that he was saying a lot of times, but not all the time. You know, there were a lot of things I'm like, oh yeah, he opened my mind to a different viewpoint. And if I didn't listen to him, if I didn't listen to that, then I wouldn't be able to listen to a lot of people's experiences that I never experienced. Because, you know, I'm a African American female. I grew up in a single parent household. So I'm more probably influenced by the Democratic Party because of the things that we've been through, the things that I've been through in my life, and more of like the Republican Party, who a lot of times they're more, you know, upper middle class or middle class and different things like that. And I can't really relate to a lot of that, but I lived in a middle class environment with a lot of people who were middle class. I didn't fit in. You know, they joked about my clothes, they joked about not being able to have food all the time and different things like that. So that's why I didn't really, I guess, identify or was influenced by the Republican Party. But, it was because of, a lot of kids that I knew who grew up like I did, they were on food stamps, they were on welfare, and it fed their families because they didn't have a dad in the household. Or maybe their dad was sick and he couldn't work. He got injured in the military, different things like that. Or, he was a veteran and stuff like that. So I understood that type of environment because that's what I saw and that's what I grew up in. So that's why I'm kind of more influenced by the Democratic Party. But if you are just wanting to have a conversation, just wanting to talk to women of color or just women in your society on Instagram or social media that also wants to have these conversations, the Supermajority Leadership Program is perfect for you. It'll open your mind about yourself. It'll give you confidence. It'll help you articulate your feelings to other women, to your social platform, to be able to feel more, ready and confident and prepared to go out here and organize your own group. So whatever you believe in, whether you're a black woman for mental health, or you're a black woman for interracial couples, a black woman for diversity, a black woman who is for cannabis, or whatever you want to do, just make sure you go into a leadership program that helps you articulate your mindset, articulate what you really feel about, how you feel about your thoughts, and to be able to go and talk to everybody in your community, no matter what they believe in, no matter what political party that they believe in. You're able to talk to them in a rational, logical way. So Supermajority Leadership Women's Program, I went through the summer. I don't know if they offer in the fall. They may. You have to follow them on Instagram at the Supermajority and get involved. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. And it's free. It's 7 weeks long. It's easy. It'll go by like that. I know being in quarantine, it just kept me busy, kept me something to look forward to. There are people who are, young girls who are in college, young girls who are teenagers, women who are older, who have married with kids, housewives, all types of women who just want to get involved. Social media influencers, women who own their own businesses, women who work for somebody. It's just a really great program. So yeah, I applaud everybody who finished. Well done if you graduated. And just really get involved with this program, and tell them that Simone Sparks sent you, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And follow me on social media at the Simone Scene on Instagram, on Twitter, Simone Says Jump. And I also have a lifestyle blog where I talk about everything cool, from movies to politics, makeovers, all the time. It's my pop culture and lifestyle blog, and I love it. If you don't know, I write books. So I have a book coming out, Nothing a Cocktail Can't Fix. It's full of 33 personal essays and original cocktail recipes. And also, I write little romance novels on Wattpad Books. And I'm working on a few screenplays. We'll see if I get those done because I am screenplay illiterate. I'm learning how to write one. They are very hard. And I want to get into writing plays as well. I love the theatrics and the theater. So look forward to that. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for subscribing. If you want to get more videos by me, like, comment below, and hit that notification bell. I always say notification. My husband corrects me. He's like, it's not notification, it's notification. Whatever. I am from the Midwest, okay? So a lot of things that we say is the opposite, okay? Hit the notification bell at the top and get a reminder of all my videos, okay? Thank you so much. Mwah.